I think I am recording now. Okay, so let's jump into the agenda for today. So after this introduction, we will explore why console matters, followed by a live demo on the platform. We will discuss our approach for its validation with a panel with our internal pilots, open for your questions, of course. And then we will dive into the external validation activities and how to apply, wrapping up with a Q&A session. Let's kick off with a quick overview of Console. It is a Digital Europe program project starting November 23rd and running until October next year. We are a consortium of 11 partners from 7 different member states, 7 SMEs, 2 academia, 1 large industry, 1 non-profit, coordinated by Bitdefender. And our mission is to create a cybersecurity platform for resilient software, development. So, why console? Some reports show that downtime costs SMEs 9,000 euros per day, with SMEs claiming insufficient resources, prioritizing speed versus security, supply chain risks, and compliance burdens. So we launched a survey at the beginning of the project showing that SMEs feel overwhelmed by fragmented tools and lack tailored training. And I'm eager to hear from you in the chat. What is your biggest cybersecurity challenge? Please let us know. So what is Console? Console is a modular platform of tools and training that helps software developers meet cybersecurity needs throughout the development process. It aligns with SME challenges by reducing costs, boosting robustness, and simplifying use. How does this address your needs? Imagine integrating this into your workflow. As I say, we'd love to hear from you. Share in the chat. And now let's move to a live demo to see it in action. So Cyprian, please, I'm going to give you the floor. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Just a second.
Can you share or should I stop? Yeah.
Okay. Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so let me give you a brief overview of the console dashboard. You do something like this, where you see the organization that you belong to. Normally, everybody should belong to one organization, but there are exceptions when you can belong to multiple organizations. Inside the organization, you can see projects inside this organization. The current view is the view for an organization administrator that can create and manage projects and create and manage users. To create a project is as simple as press the create project button, you give it a name, and you select the technology that you're using for this project. Let's say if you have a project that uses Python, you just select Python and you create a project. Then you can assign users to that project. So for instance, you click manage users, you have a list of users that belong to your organization. Let's say we want to add Bob to the project 1. We just click on his name, give him just developer rights. This means that he can see information but can't change project information. Okay, now we have a project, we have a developer assigned to it. Let's see how we can check the project security. We go to the project page, And the simplest way to check the code security is to create a job. You can create a job by uploading a file, usually a zip archive of your code. We upload a zip file, confirm, a job is automatically created. It's working, the project is being analyzed. After a while, you go to the reporting page and you can see security clues related to your project. For instance, your project was analyzed by a security analyzer called Bandit. It found a couple of issues with the project. It informs us that, okay, the project is in this file, this source name. You can see details regarding the security clue that was found, including a brief description, and you can use these clues to improve your project. You have multiple options than that. So analyzing code is not only about uploading code to be analyzed. You can automate this process by enabling GitHub integration. For this, you can go to any project settings. You have a source control tab, and you can specify your GitHub repository by providing the GitHub owner, a repository name, branches, and the GitHub token, of course. Then your GitHub repository will be continuously monitored, and whenever new code is pushed, it will be automatically analyzed. For instance, I ran the analysis on a larger project, the then vulnerable Node.js application. The reporting page looks more interesting. So there were multiple security tools that were analyzing the project. They all emitted various clues. The clues are categorized as low severity up to high severity. And by tool, you have some filtering interface. For instance, I want to see only the clues emitted by the Node.js scan. I start to type something, I see only the clues emitted by that tool. Console also integrates with Bitdefender Gravity Zone in order to monitor your development activities, not just from the code analysis point of view, but also from the endpoint security point of view. So if you go to the organizations page, for your organization, you can set up access to Gravity Zone. To set the Gravity Zone access, you just have to provide the access URL and the API key. Then every member of the organization will be able to handle security events detected by Bitdefender directly from console. For instance, they could download the local agent. Everybody will have this interface where they can install the local agent for Windows, Linux, Mac. There are a lot of configuration options, but I will not go into details. One extra thing I will say, this platform can either run in cloud. So if you don't have very sensitive data, this is the simplest option for you. We will just provide credentials for the team to log into this platform and test the code. If you're very concerned about privacy and want everything to be run on your premises, we also have an on-premises version. Everything is fully Dockerized and can run on virtual machines. We also have this version available. So that would conclude my my short demo.
Okay, thank you very much, Cyprian. Any question at this point? Let's continue. Let's continue with the validation activities as such. Let's move to the panel with internal pilots. We have Alexandru Gal from Ringeld, Alex Dunca from Blackpoint, George Daniel from the University of Patras. We keep this dynamic with 3 blocks, and they will be happy to take your questions, of course, at the end. Let's get started. Can each of you briefly introduce your company and explain why security became important for you? Alex, please, from Blackpoint. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Alex Dunca. I'm the CTO and co-founder at Blackpoint, a company based in Romania. We handle entire electric vehicle charging stack from hardware installation and our own end-to-end software platform. And I'm excited to share our experience today. At Blackpoint, we build and operate a digital platform for managing electric vehicle charging infrastructure. Our ecosystem includes backend services, mobile applications, and integration with both public and private networks. We serve individual electric vehicle drivers, as well as organizations that, for example, manages fleets or other types of businesses that uses electric vehicles. The products we've developed span from charge point operator platforms, which handles stations and station management, to our e-mobility service provider platform that gives EV drivers access to cross-border charging networks. We also offer mobile and web applications for end users to find, reserve, and pay for charging stations, along with admin portals used by our internal teams and partners. Behind the scenes, we rely on standardized protocols integration to ensure seamless interoperability with third-party networks. Our platform is deploying a variety of environments. The core of our infrastructure runs in the cloud using a containerized microservices architecture, built with technologies like Java, Spring Boot, Redis, PostgreSQL, and also we use AWS messaging services like SQS. So we interact directly with public charging stations and physical terminals, which rely on stable real-time communication with our backend. Additionally, we maintain mobile apps for Android and iOS using Ionic with Angular, and back office web platform also with Angular. And we expose lots of public internet APIs to partners, integrators, and even local authorities. So security became a critical focus for us as the use of our platform has increased. One of the main drivers was our handling of sensitive financial data and invoicing processes. So we manage personal billing data, issuing digital invoices, implement complex pricing models, so all of which must be protected. Another factor is our need to interoperate with external charging operator networks through different protocols. So the communication involve authorization tokens, session integrity, real-time data exchange, which are all vulnerable if not properly secured. Yeah, so that's a bit about what we do at Blackpoint.
Thank you, Alex. Alexander, can you please tell us as well from Ringel part?
Yes, thank you. So I'm Alexander Gal. I represent Ringel, and I can say that we are a Romanian tech company, part of the Ringel group, and our core product is a low-code or no-code platform that enables organizations to build and automate complex business processes. Our platform supports workflow orchestration, data integration, and even API-based automation for sectors like utilities, finance, logistics, and even public services. Our infrastructure is cloud native and runs entirely in Kubernetes environments with CI/CD pipelines based mostly on GitHub Actions. So while we operate in modern cloud architectures, our platform also integrates with sensitive systems from large enterprises where trust and security are critical, which is why the security issues became a strategic priority as our platform grew in adoption also and in complexity. While we always focused or follow security coding practices, we recognize the need for structured and even automated security workflows, and particularly around the dependency scanning or runtime analysis and even endpoint protection, which is why the console project came at the perfect time for us to make this shift. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. And finally, George, can you tell us, please, about your application? And yeah, thank you.
Of course, Esther. Thank you. I am George Daniil. I'm a research associate at the University of Patras, and I represent our work on safeamea.gr. Safeamea.gr is a civic protection platform that allows responders, that allows citizens to receive emergency alerts and, when needed, share their location with first responders. On the backend, municipalities use administration dashboards and services to monitor and manage incidents in real time. What makes our case particular is that safeamea.gr is already under official cooperation with the Greek government for integration into the national emergency system. That means strict confidentiality. All our code and data must remain in-house, hosted on secure on-premises university infrastructure with no third-party access. And of course, as the adaptation grew across municipalities, the stakes rose. More endpoints exposed, more sensitive data handled, and higher expectations for resilience. Security moved from being a good practice, let's say, to being a fundamental requirement for both the national integration and the citizen trust, of course. And I think this is the point for a lot of SMEs and companies that can relate here. Whether you build civic platforms like us or commercial solutions, as soon as your user base grows and your product becomes part of critical infrastructure, you face the same challenge: how to make security part of the process rather than an afterthought. And that's exactly where Console was a real opportunity for us.
Okay. Yeah, really great insights. I think our SMEs can show here how security is crucial across the different sectors. Now, I would like to know, why did you join Console as a pilot? Alexandru from Ringel, I understand you say that your platform integrates with sensitive systems from large enterprises. What did you hope it would help with?
Yes, thank you. Yes, indeed, our platform interacts with other systems, other client systems, which is why we joined the console project as a pilot, because we wanted to close the gap between security theory and practice in our software development lifecycle, not just the security of the platform. So before console, we had the basics in place, of course, the access control, encrypted storage, and even some linting tools, but there were no centralized systems that we used for tracking vulnerabilities or risks across our microservices, dependencies, or even the developer environments, which is why we were particularly missing the runtime vulnerability detection, early warnings for outdated third-party libraries, for example, or insights into developer behavior. Right, so console stood out to us because it integrates security tools like static analyzers, secret scanning, DCA, and input endpoint security into a single dashboard. And more importantly, it is designed to blend with developers' existing tools and not disrupt their work, right? So with GitHub integrations, real-time feedback, and even contextual training suggestions, Console gave us a very clear path to embed security without adding more friction to the developers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, and George, your SafeAMEA solution for disabilities requires trust. I'm asking the same for you. Did you hope Console will help with it?
Yes. I'm trying to connect it with what Alex said, and I can really relate to what was mentioned by him about missing capabilities in the workflow. We had some things, not everything. So for us at UPAT, the turning point was realizing that while our platform was growing fast, our security practices weren't scaling with it. We had no unified way to track vulnerabilities, no real-time monitoring of open source risk, or even inconsistent hardening across servers. Because of confidentiality agreements, as we said previously, using commercial cloud scanners was simply not an option for us. Everything had to run in-house, and that is exactly why we joined the console as a pilot. Its self-hosted model gave us something we were missing, a secure way to integrate scanning directly into our CI/CD pipelines, and also a centralized view and the ability to customize these scanning rules to match our actual system. And I think this is very relevant also for other companies. You don't need to build national level civic software to face these problems. If you're handling sensitive data, scaling a system, or just relying heavily on open source libraries, the same challenges appear here. What console offered to us, it wasn't just a tool, it was a way to make our security systematic without slowing down innovation and disrupting the processes, as Alexandru said. Thank you.
Uh-huh. 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 And Alice, your charging platform handles financial sensitive data, right? Is this the reason you joined Console? What did you expect it would help with?
Yeah, firstly, I want to say I completely agree with what the other pilots have shared so far. We also experienced the same type of challenges, using many different tools that don't talk to each other or not having visibility into where the risks are and struggling to scale our security processes as the company and team grow. So these problems are very similar to us at Plugpoint. So as we manage a complex infrastructure that includes both cloud services and embedded systems deployed in public environments like the charging stations, security has always been important. But as our code base and development teams grew, we began facing challenges such lack of visibility into latent vulnerabilities introduced by, I don't know, fast-paced features, delivery cycles. The difficulty scaling secure coding practices consistently across the team. So we knew we need a solution that would help us. So something to embedding it directly into our development life cycle. So what console look like for us, console look like natural fit for our ecosystem. So it promised the ability to integrate security feedback directly into our developers' daily workflows, provide context-aware recommendation rather than overwhelming us with, I don't know, generic or irrelevant alerts. So offers a more like a developer-centric user experience that encourages secure practices without creating alert fatigue or, I don't know, additional friction. So basically, in practice, we envision console becoming a proactive partner, not just identify issues, but helping our developers fix them early with clear, actionable guidance. So yeah, before console, our security checks were mostly reliant on manual reviews or basic tools that weren't very friendly. So now we have some months now using console, we gain some real-time context-rich insights into vulnerable code paths while developers are still writing or reviewing code. So it provides a consolidated view across different types of vulnerabilities like hard-coded secrets, outdated dependencies, or insecure logic. And offer guided remediation suggestions, which is especially valuable for new developers or contributors unfamiliar with secure design patterns or they don't have any experience in this part. So yeah, finally we joined Console as pilots because it's aligned with our goal to make security a team responsibility.
Okay. Now, finally, let me ask you what has changed since using Console, or what do you expect will change? George, you want to start?
Yes, of course. Thank you for that. As we discussed, and inside the university, but also with the consortium, one of the biggest values of Console is that it turns abstract security goals into something very tangible, something you can work on. So in our case, how it helped us, what has changed, let's say, is the fact that the platform helped us uncover real issues from hard-coded API keys and weak TLS configurations to outdated libraries that we hadn't been tracking properly. These are exactly the kinds of vulnerabilities that can slip through when teams grow and deployments multiply. But the real change wasn't just in the findings, it was in how our team works. Developers now fix problems earlier in the circle. Our DevSecOps ops team has a clearer overview of what's covered and what isn't. And now we've moved away from relying on assumptions about security. It's become part of the workflow rather than an extra step. Looking ahead on how we expect it will help us, we absolutely plan to continue with console even when the project ends, beyond the pilot perspective. For us, our platform, SafeAMEA.gr, it will scale across municipal deployments, and console will follow us on these steps. But I think, again, the lesson here is a bit broader. Any company, whether large or small, can benefit from this shift. If you're aiming to grow securely and avoid security becoming a bottleneck later, console gives you an easy to integrate and a, a ready path, something that you just started and it's there, as Cyprian showed. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, George. I think this shows Console real value. Alex, what about you? Has Console changed the way you approach security issues? I mean, are you more proactive with security now?
Yes, for sure. So I really like what George mentioned, especially how Console made security more concrete and helped uncover real vulnerabilities that could have otherwise slipped through. So that reflects our experience too. Once security becomes part of the actual work, not just a periodic review, you start seeing tangible improvements in both awareness and results. So at Blackpoints, we've seen a similar transformation. So since we starting using console in our development process, we've been able to catch security issues much earlier with significantly more clarity. So for example, we discover a vulnerable dependency in one of our core services, a library that if left unnoticed would have allowed an attacker to send unauthorized commands directly to our charging stations. So this would have meant bypassing authentication and potentially triggering a free charging session on our public infrastructure. So that was one of the most big found that we took straight away, and in 5 minutes was fixed. It was just a dependency that was we had to update. So we also saw console flag outdated or vulnerable dependencies before they reach production. So giving us a chance to act early. So in some of our older services, especially the ones that deal with billing, user credential data from charging station, we found also risky patterns that had been silently accumulating over time. So yeah, being a small team, you never really have time to cover everything. So security often takes the back seat when the deadlines piles up. So now we see console have bring that into focus. So not adding extra work, but just making it easier to track vulnerabilities as part of our normal flow without struggle. But more than just the finding, the biggest shift has been in team behavior. So security is no longer something that happens at the end of a release, or is not part of code review, pull request, and it's So it's being a part of the team now. It's in the daily dev routines. So developers are a lot more proactive. They understand the issue and they fix it. We are working to update some of our internal guidelines and see AI pipelines based on console findings to ensure consistency across the board. So yeah, looking ahead, we plan to continue using console beyond the pilot. Our rollout starts with customer-facing services and APIs, and then maybe extends gradually to internal services and scripts and so on. We also want to bring it into onboarding, so secure coding becomes second nature for new developers from the beginning. Yeah, and the metrics we're getting like time to fix or detection trends help us track real impact and guide improvements. Yeah, overall, the biggest impact for us has been cultural, and yes, we definitely plan to continue using console after the pilot as our part of a long-term strategy. Thank you.
Okay, very interesting. Alexandru, finishing with you, can you tell us how console has changed the way you approach software security?
Yes, thank you. So I would say that for us, console has made a big difference in how we approach software security. I will have like three major points that I would want to say. First, we've uncovered several real issues during testing, like hard-coded secrets, unsanitized inputs, or even risky dependency versions, as Alex said earlier. Some of these would probably have gone unnoticed, but since then we have built internal test cases around this, so that these are now part of our validation lifecycle, right? The second is that console has helped shift our team from being reactive to proactive by receiving alerts in the console dashboard. And now the team can get training material alongside the warnings, which boost awareness without needing for formal training session or even peer programming. And third, from a process standpoint, console is now part of our secure development checklist. We plan to continue using it, improve the rule sets, and integrate it even deeper into our CI/CD pipeline. But we've also seen value in connecting endpoint level alerts with code level events and giving us a full stack visibility from commit to execution.
Thank you, the three of us. Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing your experiences. It was really interesting. Now I would like to open the floor to our invited SMEs if they have some questions for you. I think it's a really good opportunity to ask you about concrete things or questions they may have. Please, if someone wants to ask something for our pilot partners. Well, maybe they need to think a bit about all the information. We have a hand raised. Please.
Okay, Simon Vogel here from Vauxhall in Austria. Our background is we do IoT solutions, basically. So one of the challenges, besides the actual code, of course, is the network side of things. And especially field upgrades, FOTA, moving encrypted updates to a customer, getting things installed on site, etc. So this is highly relevant, of course. So my question would go in the direction of the security scanners. Which protocols are really supported and which network scenarios can be tackled with this? So let me give a short example. We have one of our system setups consists of encrypted MQTT connections. MQTT is triggered by an embedded service which has more or less fixed pre-shared TLS keys, which of course are not endless in size, so they are prone to a certain probability of attack. Let me just throw in this as an attack scenario. How could Console help us to model something around this?
Maybe some of our pilots or even Cyprian could take the question.
We don't have a direct security analysis tools that would handle this network scenario. However, I'm assuming your tools that create this MQTT server, your scripts, are still virtually in some repository, and those repositories could be checked by the static analysis tools. We also have a couple of dynamic analysis tools, even some web scanners. So if you have like an HTTP or HTTPS server exposed, some of our tools can be configured to perform a minimal security scanning using directly dynamic analysis. But as I said, for static scanning, I think depending on the language you use to, create and deploy your services, your connections. I know maybe you're using Bash or maybe you're using Python, or those scripts could be scanned by Console.
Okay, I see. I know this is a very specific question and it would need to now follow up to discuss it in detail. But just to give you a short overview, we basically have two different types of firmwares. We have small sensors, which are Sapphire OS based, so it's C++ code basically. The other thing is Edge AI, where we deploy AI models, of course, and the underlying Linux OS as a binary firmware image block, which is, of course, a mix of C code, Python code, Bash scripts, what you get in a full operating system.
For C++, we have a couple of tools like CPP check. We also have tools for Python.
Yeah, okay, sounds interesting. Super, thanks.
Thank you. If no other question at this moment, there will be also opportunities to contact us along this process. So no worries. Let's move to the from the internal pilot use cases to the external evaluation. Here we want to ensure functional, technical, and usability consistency also across other verticals. With 50,000 euros funding for SMEs, I think this is a very good chance to get involved in the Console platform. So let's see, eligibility criteria is very straightforward. So individual SMEs from EU or Horizon Europe associated countries in, of course, software development domains. The activities you propose should not be subject to double funding from other EU programs. Applications should be submitted in English following the template. There is this 12-page limit. So simple rules. Now how to submit. The submission should go through the Console website. Each application has 4 parts: the administrative eligibility form, the technical proposal with the usual parts, excellent, impact, and implementation, a legal entity form, and a declaration of honor. The templates for all this are online in the website. So let's check here the timeline. This is important. Great. So proposals will be evaluated by 12 independent experts in cybersecurity and SME innovation, scoring from 0 to 10 on excellence. That weights 40%, impact 30%, and implementation 30%. The proposal should score at least 7 to be eligible, and there will be a consensus meeting with the evaluators by November the 14th. So at that time, we should know which of the SMEs are selected. And what do we expect from you? So the testing of the platform aims to refine Console. SMEs will deploy and test in their environments with our guidance, of course. You are expected to provide feedback on issues, usability, performance, etc. We will schedule a first meeting with you to explain all the process, agree somehow on how we will collaborate. And you will need to submit a midterm in January 26th and the final report in April for giving us this feedback. So this is quite simple. And if you have any question about the process, now we have some time to ask, to respond to your questions. So please do so. If everything is clear, as I say, it is all in the website, publish. Maybe I can share. Here it is. This is our website. So there is here a menu where you will find everything. Context and eligibility, the templates that I said before, the guidelines for applicants. This is interesting. So please check the website. So let's wrap up then with how to be in touch. Yeah, what can I say? Stay connected. Subscribe to our newsletter for updates on the project and follow us on LinkedIn. Here are also my email address and the project coordinator email. So if no further questions, I don't see the chat, but I don't see any hand raised, so we can close then now. Okay, thank you for joining and see you soon.
Thank you, Esther.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.